What's up, everyone? Welcome into Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I am your host, Hannah Mears. You can follow me on Twitter at @HannMears_. Also, keep your eyes posted for Beers with Mears coming up soon. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow along to Picks and Parlays so you don't miss a single second of our new content coming out. Also, don't forget about NoHouseAdvantage.com. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about NoHouseAdvantage.com. They are changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sport platform available for you today. That's NoHouseAdvantage.com. You can sign up with the promo code PNP at NoHouseAdvantage.com or go ahead and download the app on the App Store to get a first deposit match up to $50. Now it's time to get into the meat and bones of what we got going on here. First, to do that, I'm going to bring in Sean Higgs. We are going to talk about Bama in Tennessee, NCAA men's basketball. This is the #1 Crimson Tide and good old Rocky Top. What are you liking in this one? Because Tennessee's coming in favored at -3. Why? What's going on? And what do you like?
Well, I'm just the old meat and bones. Is that because I'm fat and you're skinny?
Meat and potatoes, meat and bones. I don't know. I'm just
you're
saying.
coming in insulting me. You're fat shaming me to start the show. If you ask me to go on Beers with Mirrors, am I going to have the light beer? Am I the light beer guy?
No, definitely not. You can chug as much beer as you'd like on Beers with Mirrors.
Local Bartles and James wine coolers.
And straight up IPAs. We're going hard for it, Sean.
IPAs. Oh, to be young. Nice
I don't even know if I can handle those as much anymore, though. But I can handle some NCAA men's basketball, and you've always got the best advice, bets, and insight on these games. So what are you planning on putting your money on today?
So now normally you hear me say this. I have the #1 team as an underdog, and I want to jump all over Tennessee. I just can't in this spot. Tennessee comes in here. You won 46-43 over Auburn. In a ugly game 3 days ago. Vanderbilt, Juwan Rose, you're up 20 seconds. Hi, Vandy nails a 3. You end up losing that game with 10 seconds left with that. To put the proverbial whipped cream on a pile of poop with 0.4 of a second, you let Mizzou drain a 3 on you, and you lose another heartbreaker. If it's bad enough losing with like 10, 15 seconds left, how do you lose with basically no time on the clock? And now I got to get up to play Alabama, who's just run roughshod over everybody. 12-13 wins for them. They got a loss, whatever, on the road. I understand.
Right.
I cannot, as much as it's, my heart says, hey, #1 team getting points, you got to go the other way. I can't. I mean, anything I've seen from Tennessee, not good. The offense struggles. Like I talk about the Houston Cougars sometimes winning those ugly 55-50 games. Tennessee's right there with them when they miss offense. And Alabama doesn't miss a beat on offense. Even when they lose, they're putting up 70-plus points. Now we're not taking Tennessee. We're taking Alabama.
We're taking Alabama at +3, correct?
Yes, +3 with the Tide. I got to roll Tide here. Just better offensively, defensively. And Tennessee, they can't shoot straight. And they really had their hearts ripped out the last 2 games. It's a bad spot. Any other spot, I'd be like, you're getting up for the team.
Right.
20 seconds and 1.4. Hey, that's a emotional damage there. That's a rough one.
So you like Alabama at +3, and then what if this line's moved? Because I've also seen it around like 2, 2.5, maybe if it goes down to 1.
Alabama all day.
All right, let's take Alabama at +3 in this one.
Alabama, they're just the better team. Tennessee, the heartache down the road here. I can't bet a team when they're playing like that. That's just tough to get off the mat off losses like that.
I can't argue with that. Sean's free play for this one is Alabama +3. But now we're going to talk about NBA, Sean, okay? We've got the Heat. Oh, you have Dallas and Denver. Just kidding. Okay, so we've got the Mavericks and Nuggets. That's going to be Tim Earl talking Heats and Nets. So we're going to give you Mavericks and Nuggets. Now the Nuggets, back after going 2-1, 3-game road trip, right? So they are back home now. And then you have the Mavericks. They've lost back-to-back. So what are you thinking? Is Denver going to get this one being back at home, a little bit more momentum after a road trip? Are they going to be a little worn out? I know the NBA All-Star break's coming up. Where does that come into play, and what do you like?
Yeah, I'm thinking, why didn't Lenny give Tim Denver since he's a Denver guy? And
that's why originally.
And I'm a New Jersey Net guy. I thought I'd have the Nets, even though they're in Brooklyn. I'm leaning Denver.
Doesn't want any hometown bias.
I know. Lenny. I get it. It's fair. That's fair. I understand that. Good call, Lenny. That's why you're the boss. I like Denver here. This line last night, I was doing late night money. This was an 8 to open. 7.5, 8. Denver was favored. Obviously comes crashing down. It's still early. Obviously, somebody's not playing. I don't think it's the big guy, Mr. Triple Double MVP. I think he'll be here. And I just want to fade Dallas. It's a team I don't want to bet on. Okay, it's Luka and Kyrie. I don't care. I don't care. It's only one ball. It's not like when one guy scores, you each get points for it. You still got to kind of gel a little bit. Tough place to play up in the mountains here, Denver. Not a good spot. And Denver, I think, wants to probably head into the break looking good. A couple games tomorrow, and then we got the break this weekend. Give me Denver at home here, a short number. I would like them at 8. I'm going to like them at 4.5. I don't care.
Hammer that for sure. At minus
short of them sitting.
Where you look at them.
Short of them sitting a bunch of guys tonight. If it's I don't. As long as it's not like 3+ guy, 3+ starters on the bench. Obviously, the line's going to move a little more, but I don't think we have that yet as of now.
Yeah, the Nuggets are back home, and Mr. Sean Higgs likes them at minus 4.5. Can't disagree with that. Thank you so much for your insight as well. And don't forget, everyone, if you like what we've got going on, you want to hear more about what our handicappers have, you can use promo code MADNESS when you head over to picksandparlays.net. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site. Thank you, Sean, for stopping by. Picks and Parlays Power Hour. Now it's time to bring in my next guest, Mr. Tim Earl. Welcome into Picks and Parlays Power Hour. We've got some NCAA men's basketball to talk before we get into your heated debate about NBA, considering Sean was a little upset that you get to talk about the Nets. But starting with NCAA basketball, we've got a top 20 matchup with Xavier at Marquette. Marquette favored at minus 5.5, the total at 162. And Xavier won back in January, though. So can they defeat a team that's now ranked higher than them and the top dog in the conference?
I think this one's going to be a really good game. I mean, we just saw the 2 of the top 4 teams play yesterday with Providence and Creighton. That was a really good one. I think this one's going to be not as close of a game, though. I think Marquette's the right side for this one. This one will be close for most of the game. And then I think Marquette ends up sneaking out and wins by 8 to 9 points in this one. Not something I'm super strong with. These are 2 teams that are really, really solid this year. Both of them will be making splashes in the bracket, making a couple rounds through. I do like Marquette. I think they're going to be a solid team for the future. I think Marquette probably ends up winning the Big East. So if you want maybe take a future on them, I think they probably end up coming out with the Big East title. But I'm taking them minus the 5.5.
Especially because if they lost earlier this season, you would think they've cleaned up a lot of things against this team, and then being at the top of where they are right now, not wanting to fall out of that spot, right?
Xavier looked a lot better earlier in the year. Granted, they're still 19-6. I believe they had one of their guys injured. I don't really pay attention to the players. Like, I know 0 players. It doesn't matter to me. I look at the numbers, but I know Xavier's a little bit beat up. Marquette's on the way up. They just keep winning. So I'm going to follow them at 13-1 at home this year. I'll take Marquette.
13-1 at home. Let's go Marquette minus 5.5. Now let's go talk about the NBA.
Yes.
We've got the Heat at the Nets. Now the Heat have been struggling offensively. That's not a secret, but traveling to Brooklyn, who's favored at minus 1.5. It's sort of one of those, like, I don't really know what to think about either of these teams right now. Kind of sides. It seems like the total at 211.5. And really, the Nets are this like new looking type of team. So we're not really sure what their identity is. So with that being said, what do you like in this matchup?
I will say this is one of my big advocates to bet your lines early. I got the under. I got it last night at 218.5. And it's dropped. And I still think it goes under. This is a Miami team that is dead last in offense, number 2 in defense, against a Nets team that is still trying to find their identity. I mean, you got some of the guys that came over from Brooklyn from Phoenix in that Kevin Durant trade that I think are going to be quite solid for them with Bridges and former Tar Heel Cam Johnson. But this Brooklyn team is going to be a little bit undervalued through the next little bit until people catch on and be like, hey, they're not as good. Right. But this is one that maybe one team hits 100. Maybe I can't even be confident. This one could easily be 96 to 89 at the end of the night. So I'm taking this one under. I think it goes way under the total.
What's that song? There's a song that's like No Faith in Brooklyn. I feel like that's how everybody feels right now. But yeah, it's a song. It's a song. I have it on my phone. I couldn't tell you where I've heard it first or why I know that song, but that is a song. And I feel like if we could play it right now, I would hit the play button in that. Under 211.5, though, is what you like in this matchup. Heat at Nets. Guys, if you like what Tim has going on, you can check him out on our website, picksandparlays.net. All you have to do, use promo code MADNESS. It'll save you 20% off the entire site. Thanks for stopping by, Tim.
Thank you.
Make sure, everybody, you remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications because we are live on Picks and Parlays Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, I'm your host, Hannah Mears, and now it's time to bring in our next guest. Cam the Man in with us today talking TCU at Iowa State, a top 25 matchup. Iowa State favored at -4. They are 12-1 at home this season. So what do you think in the Big 12? What's going to happen? Can TCU get one on Iowa State at home?
No, I don't think they can. TCU's at a heavy disadvantage here. Mike Miles Jr. is still going to be out for TCU. He is their leading scorer. He's averaging over 18 points a game and 3 assists. That's 24, 25 points per game off the floor. Both teams do come into this game struggling. TCU's lost 3 of the last 4, 3 in a row. Iowa State's lost 2 in a row, but I just think this is one of those games where Iowa State's going to get right. TCU does average more points per game than Iowa State statistically, but 18-3, 18-4 is off the floor for TCU, so that's going to swing things. I think Iowa State's going to come out hot. They're only a game and a half back in the Big 12. Home games are a must-have, and I like Iowa State to get it done at home against a wounded TCU team.
Iowa State -4 is what you like, and I agree with that one, especially because of the success they've had at home, and you need to come into a team like Iowa State who's 12-1 at home, and you need to bring your best, and they just don't have their best, unfortunately. So I agree with that. Iowa State -4. Now let's go ahead and talk some NBA. We've got the Jazz at the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies favored at, get this, -10. The total at 238.5. I mean, this is the 4th and final meeting between these two teams this season. The Jazz won 2 of these outright and covered as dogs 3 times. Now, -10, is that a bit much? What are you leaning toward in this one?
Yeah, that is a bit much to me. Like you said, the 3 games, they've been decided by 12 total points. Utah has won 2 of them. Both teams are kind of banged up. No Russell Westbrook. Markkanen is day-to-day for Utah. He may go tonight. Steven Adams is out for Memphis. Even though Steven Adams doesn't score a whole bunch for Memphis, he really is an important piece for Memphis. He controls the middle, he rebounds, he defends, he guards the basket. Earlier, this number was a little bit lower, and I was on Memphis, but as it's climbed to double digits, I have actually switched to Utah. I do think Memphis will get the win tonight, as Memphis needs this win. They need to even this series against a below 500 team in order to make the playoffs, but I just think 10 is too much. Utah, they're 1 game below 0.500, 1 game under, and they've shocked a lot of teams this year, played really well this season, and I just think 10 is too much. So I'm going to take Utah to cover the number. I do think Memphis wins, but I think Utah will cover the number.
Especially having already done that a couple times against this
right.
team as well. So, all right, Jazz at +10. We like that in the NBA. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for stopping by, Cam. Hey, if you guys like what Cam's got going on, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use promo code MADNESS. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site. Like, subscribe, follow along, ring that bell for notifications as well. We are live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern here on Picks and Parlays Power Hour. Have a great day, Cam.
You too.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Picks and Parlays Power Hour. I'm your host, Hannah Mears, and we've got one final guest that's going to be stopping by today. We've got Terry, and he's going to be talking some NHL. I know everyone's been giving you a lot of crap about your Minnesota team back there, but good thing we're not talking about them today. We're talking about the Blackhawks traveling to Toronto. Toronto, the favorite in this one. Total goal total sitting around like 6.5. The Blackhawks, though, when they hit the road, they're dead last in scoring in the NHL. So that's a bit scary for them against a Maple Leafs team who is top 10 in scoring in the NHL right now. So who walks away with this one? And are you leaning toward the Maple Leafs because of their scoring success and the Blackhawks having struggled in that area?
Yeah, when I first saw that this was the game I got to talk about, I thought, oh, great, I get to talk about a minus 600 favorite. Thanks, Lenny. But no, I'm kidding. No, when it comes to this side, a lot of people like Chicago, obviously, at a huge underdog price, and I can see why. But they are a team that is trying to lose. They're trying to get the best overall draft pick. They have a lineup that doesn't come anywhere near this Toronto team. However, Toronto is the biggest favorites we've seen all season. There's just no way to back them in this spot. What I'm going with is the over. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these teams in Toronto have gone over 6.5. 5 of the last 6 meetings overall have gone over 6.5. Toronto, over 6.5 in 4 of their last 7. Chicago, 6 of their last 12. So Chicago's the kind of iffy part of this. They did get shut out last night 4-0. I think they have a better offensive performance tonight. Probably score maybe 2 goals, and Toronto probably gets 5 or 6. I can't take Chicago in this spot.
I think that's where you look at it, is looking at Toronto being able to score 5 or 6 and Blackhawks sneaking in toward the end, even maybe right in the beginning, get a fast one off or something like that. So over 6.5 with all those stats. I'll take that. I'll back you up on that, Terry. Appreciate you for stopping by. Hey, everyone, don't forget, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use promo code MADNESS. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site. And don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We are live on Picks and Parlays Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, giving you all different kinds of picks to play every single day. Thank you so much, Terry, for stopping by. Appreciate you. And thanks for everyone for tuning in. This has been Picks and Parlays Power Hour.